Today I have the UMAREX Airguns BRODAX BB revolver air pistol. We're going to be reviewing it, seeing if it's any good, and really just how it performs. Now this one was a little bit more expensive than the one I did in my last video. This cost around 40 bucks, which is still really cheap for an air gun, obviously, especially for an air pistol. Unfortunately, it does say on the package that it only does 375 feet per second, which is not super powerful. Comes in this traditional clam packaging like most air pistols around this price range do. Looks like it's pretty much all plastic construction, but it looks like come with 3 magazines. Looks like there's 1 in it and 2 more right here. That's good to see. So let's go ahead and get this thing opened up. All right, let's get this thing opened up here. Okay, so obviously this gun comes with instructions with all the warnings, how to load it, 16 plus, blah blah blah, whatever. And then it also comes with 2 spare rotary magazines, which is nice to see. The thing I didn't like about the last BB gun I got, that Daisy one, is you could not remove the magazine. This one even included spare magazines, so you could load all 3 of these and just keep swapping them. To get our magazine out, we have this little knob here. We push it up to the side and up, and then this magazine just pops right out here. Unfortunately, it looks like this part that is supposed to look like the actual magazine on a revolver doesn't really move, so that's just for show. It would be cool if that whole thing spun the way it is on a real revolver, but I guess that would be kind of hard. And so yeah, this is our magazine here, and they just pop in and out. Make sure you print it in the correct direction. And then you just latch that screw, and then you can see here, you cock the hammer, it turns this rotary magazine, and then you've got safe, and your safety's down here below the hammer. You pull the trigger, the hammer goes forward, and then looks like if you push this little thingy forward, it's safe, and pulling it back is fire. This can also do semi-automatic, so you could manually cock the hammer back, or you can just pull the trigger and let it keep going. Runs off of one of these 12-gram CO2 cartridges, and so it looks like to get this in there, we're just gonna pop off part of the grip. Yep, there it goes. Pops off like that. You can see this one does require a hex key to tighten that puncturing screw, but there's a hex key literally built into this handle here, which is pretty cool. So I'll make sure this screw is loosened all the way. Yeah, this handle does work as a good hex wrench. Oh, now I took the screw out. Oh well. Alright. So, take our CO2 with the small end up towards the main body of the gun, put it in there, and then I guess we just take this screw and screw it down. There we go. The little hissing noise means the CO2's been punctured. So now, pop this back on. Now, we got to get some BBs and load up one of these magazines. We have some .177 caliber steel BBs. These are copper coated with a few normal just steel mixed in. So, let me get some of them. Get a few BBs here. To load this magazine, all you gotta do is just push the BB in like that. It's very simple. Yep. Just push it in. Basically fill up the whole magazine, and then you just pop it back into the gun. Each one of these magazines holds 10 BBs, which is nice. So yep, got our 10 BBs all loaded up into here. Now making sure this thing is still in that upward position. And also, a thing to note when putting this magazine in, see these little indents? They kind of look like little, almost like the tops, like the bullet part of the full shell casing. Those got to be pointing up to make sure you're putting the magazine in the correct way. Then you just pop this back, and now we're ready to go shoot. Okay, Got this loaded up with a CO2 cartridge in. This 10-round magazine's full. Got my safety glasses on, so go ahead and click this to shoot and take my first shot with this gun. It's pretty quiet. Accuracy's pretty good. Definitely more accurate than that other BB gun. And it can go pretty rapid. So it looks like this magazine's out. Put it on safe. Pop out this mag. And grab a new one out of my pocket. Pop it in. Ready to go again. I do like how it comes with so many mags. See how the rapid fire is. Yeah, it shoots pretty rapid. It's very quiet, but it shoots rapidly. So now I guess let's see how accurate this thing is. I'm having too much fun today, dude. This thing is actually awesome. I love the way that it's like, it looks like a pistol. It's really cool looking compared to the other one I got, but I just love this thing. Get my bench here to get me a little more stability. Just about exactly where I aimed. Yep. Very accurate, actually. All right. Let's do a little bit of accuracy testing here. Get a little target set up downrange and see how well we can hit it. All right, so I have a can set up downrange backwards so that the little silver part on the bottom is pointing right at me. I'm just gonna aim at the middle of that silver part since I don't have a paper target. Let's see how accurate this thing is. I think I'm gonna do like 5 shots. All right, let's start taking some shots now. All right, let's see where it hit. Looks like a little off to the side. Let's fire a few more shots. See if that pattern continues or not. Wow, almost exactly where I was aiming. That's pretty good. Let's fire a few more shots. Dang, again, exactly where I was aiming. Well, looks like this gun is pretty dang accurate. So let's get back into the studio and talk about some pros and cons of this particular gun. Let's talk pros and cons of this gun. And also I'm gonna compare it a little bit with this one, which I reviewed a few videos ago. This is the Daisy 426 Powerline air pistol. So let's start off with, I guess, cons for this gun. I don't really have any. It's actually a really, really awesome gun. I guess really the only con I have for this is that power, not really there. I mean, it could probably kill like a rabbit or a small bird, but it shoots around 375 feet per second, which is not much compared to this one. This Daisy shoots at 430 feet per second, which is a lot better than just 375. This is still better than my Red Ryder, which is, you know, spring power, and that only shoots at 350, but for being CO2 powered, I do think it just have a small amount more power, and that's really the only con I have. Let's go on to pros. There's a ton of these. Price, $40. I mean, it's a functioning air pistol. It's really, really nice. You can't even buy a nice airsoft pistol for $40, but you can buy one of these little BB pistols. It's an awesome gun. So for $40, super great. Also comes with spare mags, which I really like. And then also accuracy. Compared to this gun, the accuracy was amazing. On this gun, I was getting like an accuracy range of about 5 inches from around 25 feet, which is what we shoot for my county, what we shoot for competition air rifle, air pistol, around, depending on the discipline, 20 to 30 feet. So this one was very inaccurate. This one, I was shooting about the same cluster I shoot with the competition air pistol, which is very impressive considering this is a small fraction of the price. I mean, for a nice competition air pistol, you're looking at like maybe $200-300. And this only cost me $40, which is awesome. Great to see the accuracy. And then also, I just love the way this gun feels in your hand. Like this one, kind of lightweight, plasticky, cheap. Really feels like a toy. This one is the actual size of a real handgun, which is pretty nice to see. It's got some decent weight to it, even without the CO2 cartridge in it, which is awesome. And like, you know, it feels good in your hand when you're holding this thing. I would highly suggest that if you're into air guns, you should totally pick one of these up. Super cheap, and it's really accurate, really fun to use. I enjoyed this so much that after I went out and stopped filming, I shot like 10, I don't know, I shot a lot after I stopped filming because just how much I love shooting this particular gun. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.